Hey Kevin, Eddie Spaghetti here, from the greatest rock and roll band in the world, the Super Suckers. Maybe you've heard of us. Maybe you're a person of impeccable taste. Yeah, well, happy birthday, brother. I hear you're turning 50 years old. Welcome to the club, amigo. I'm over 50 myself, believe it or not. I know I look so young, you can't even believe I'm 27. But I am. I'm over 50 years old. And I hope you're already getting that AARP literature in the mail. I'm sure you are. A witty person such as yourself must know how beneficial it would be to be a member of the AARP and get those discounts at the breakfast joints and the hotels across America. Anyway, happy birthday, buddy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kevin. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Oh!
wook+live.
Welcome to wook+live, the second episode. We are live on wook+live. Before I bring the guys in, I want to introduce a new thing we're going to do on this episode. We have a word of the day, and now they are muted backstage. They can't see this, but when you see, or if anyone says this word tonight, be sure to drink or take a hit or give yourself a pat on the back if you're staying sober. Whatever you're doing, indulge when you see this word. That is the word of the day. Okay, let's bring everybody in. Of course, first is the birthday man himself. Happy birthday, Kevin. How's it going?
It's fantastic. Thank you so much.
That was cool, wasn't it?
Happy birthday, Kev! Happy birthday! Yeah,
Happy birthday,
buddy!
Kev. It's
Eddie
close.
Spaghetti for your birthday.
Yes.
What do you think?
That's fantastic. I love that guy.
Cheers,
He's
buddy.
just the coolest guy
Cheers.
ever. To Lost.
And that was a surprise. You didn't know we were doing that, did you?
No, I had no idea. That's so fantastic.
Yeah.
That is so fantastic. Oh my.
Tough keeping secrets in the group too. Like we're trying to do like a rehearsal. Travis sends out the intro and I'm like, oh shit, I hope he doesn't spoil it. Then I test the video. I'm like, oh shit, I hope I don't spoil it.
The mistake I made was yesterday when I asked if we had the meta open. And then I was like, oh shit, I wonder if it's going to be Kev's birthday thing. I probably should have said that. And my mom was like, yeah. And I was like, fuck.
This
But
bodes
then I
well for a
remembered
good
not to
show.
send it as part of it. So
Oh man, that was awesome.
Oh my. That's
So
fantastic.
we got a great show tonight. I mean, we really stepped it up for week 2. I think we were all kind of surprised at how well the first show went. I don't know. I was a little bit like not surprised, but pleased. So like I got that extra gusto for this week. We got bits. We got we have a great guest. Jon Herman's coming on. I can't wait to talk to him. And one of the things we have is a new game. So I think I'm going to introduce that at the top.
Sither, Rachel, cardamom frost, but at what cost?
So throughout the night, I'm going to put up, you will see things come up. We'll do one right now as a test. And when you see this, I'm going to do it in a second. You need to finish the lyric and just shout it out.
We do.
Yeah. So I think the way we do it is the 4 of you. I'm not going to do it because I know all the answers. I created it. But the 4 of you, the first one gets a point. I don't know what the points mean. Shout out the answer. If none of you know the answer, we'll send it to the YouTube chat for a potential steal. So,
Ooh. Our mangoes.
There you go.
All right.
Bing, 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 bing.
Yes.
I was
didn't
reading
see it.
comments. Wait, I was
wasn't
reading
even looking.
comments. Hold on.
You got to be ready, Kevin. He's going to put these up
Paying
at any moment. He's going to put these up, and you just have to be
Yeah,
ready.
and it's not. We're not going to do them all right now. Just randomly throughout the. Even when John's on, like if there's like
Mango?
a pause, I'm just.
Mangoes?
Kevin has the same delay as YouTube.
It's his birthday.
But he's
It's his
a
birthday. Don't worry
person.
about it.
Yeah, no. So I mean, like we'll just be hanging out, and then
Rhythm
Reflector.
reflector.
A
That is-
penile erector.
we'll bring that one back. I think that
Wait,
one's going.
can the chat steal it? Did
Yeah, that
we
can
not
go
get
to the
it?
chat. I'll bring that back up. This one can go to the chat. You were not right. So I don't know. I think that's a cool bit.
It's a fun game.
Take care of your shoes.
Mud rat detector. It's rhythm reflector, isn't
Ribbon reflector, yeah.
Oh, ribbon.
Ribbon. Yes.
it? With bees?
Yes.
Yeah.
You
Oh, I got it wrong.
know the line, a picture of nectar?
Yes.
And that the original line was a penile erector, and Trey didn't feel comfortable singing that, so they put
I
in
don't
a
believe
picture
you.
of nectar.
I don't think that's
I don't
true.
think that's accurate.
I don't think that's true.
That can't be
Get Tom
accurate.
Marshall on the phone.
Yeah,
real
can we
quick.
get Tom? Can we call Tom?
Well, maybe
The
he'll
Tom
call
Marshall
in.
line.
I crap you negative.
I think at least 3 of us have Tom's number, to be honest with you. So
Well, he's one of the few people that actually have the call-in line right now. So maybe he'll
it's
call
true.
in.
What is the call-in line again? Tim?
Oh, hold on. I have it written down here. Okay, so
What?
the number to call in to Wook+.
Oh shit.
Damn it.
Oh man.
So yeah, just call in whenever you guys get the chance. All right, so we're getting through all the top of the show admin stuff. Special announcement. Fish Trivia is coming back this Friday. They took a little hiatus, but they are back. So if you are excited and knowledgeable in the world of fish and want to participate, go register at fishtrivia.com. And for the first time ever, if you don't want to participate and you just want to watch other people participate, come back here to Wook+, and we will be live streaming the festivities. Or if you participate and then you want to come back and watch your performance, you can watch it later. It'll stay housed. All the the Fish Trivia will now be on Wook+. So
Are you
we're
saying
growing.
that? Are you saying that Fish Trivia and Wook+ are merging?
More like creative collaboration, I'd like to say. So yeah, it's really, really, really exciting.
Cool.
So
Hey, I want to bring something up before we get into our guests and stuff. Llama has gotten on a film noir streak lately. He's got Turner Classic Movies. Is that what it is?
Did you pronounce that word right?
Noir. It's noir, Kevin.
Yeah.
It's noir. Happy birthday.
just
Llama.
like Pinot.
Yeah.
Pinot Noir.
No, I know it's been his thing.
It's not a noir film unless it comes from the noir region of France. Llama,
Darkest region of France.
Llama, tell us about your noir experience.
Oh, it's been pretty good so far. I watched the 39 Steps. That was an early Hitchcock one.
Oh, is that a Hitchcock film?
good.
Yeah, it's good. Like, I did not see that twist coming at the end. It was really good.
Don't spoil it.
It blew me away.
A Hitchcock film? Yeah, don't spoil the
It's
Hitchcock
first
film.
movie. 70 years old.
Hey. I never knew it existed until 2 nights ago.
That's right. I'm glad you watched it. I'm very impressed.
Yeah. And then
And then you watched the Maltese Falcon on top of that.
Not mistaken.
Yeah, roll.
Not
That is
mistaken.
on
Not
fire
mistaken.
tonight.
Not mistaken. That's a point for me.
Fuck, I have my shit muted. Damn it, Margaret.
Sorry,
while we're
chat. I'm
talking
gonna wait
about
for-
Llama,
All right.
I'm just gonna keep this moving because we're having so much fun. Llama put together something. He has a new little thing,
Oh shit.
a new little
Oh, man.
thing,
We're doing this
and
now?
yeah, I think it's time. Are you guys cool with that?
Yeah, go with it. Let's go with it.
Yeah.
Keeping it. All right. So Llama has been learning a bunch of things, and he asked if he could provide some lessons for our beloved audience. So
He's a
without
giver.
further,
He's a teacher.
he's a giver. We love you, Llama. We love you.
Lessons from Llama. Lessons from Llama. You might learn something new. Maybe not. Lessons from Llama.
3, 2, 1. Hello, and welcome to Llama's Lessons. Today, we're going to learn about the volume knob. The volume knob controls the volume on the guitar, and it goes from 1 to 10. Tune in next week to find out what this knob does. That has been today's Llama lesson.
You just heard a lesson from Llama. Yeah. Llama.
I'm the Great Wen. I help Wooks turn trash into cash. Everything here has a story and a price. One thing I've learned after 31 years, you never know what's going to come through that door.
Hi, I'm Tex. I'm from Austin, Texas. They call me Tex Squared because I'm Tex from Texas. It's kind of funny. It's a math joke. Anyway, so I came down to LA because the weather was terrible. And I was digging through some trash cans because I had to find, some money. And so, old Tex, like I dug through this trash can. I found this wig and this gavel. And I'm a fan of the wook+live show. So I looked into it and I realized that this wig and this gavel were used by the world's greatest Chad just last week on the show. And so I'm here at the pawn shop at the Wook Pawn. I figure there's some Wook shit, we could, maybe they want some money for it. I'm thinking I'm going to get like $40,000.
Hey, how you doing today?
Hey, man, nice shop, man. This is really great. You got a lot of really cool stuff here.
Yeah, I got 10 Stevie Ray Vaughan guitars behind me.
All 10 of those were owned by Stevie Ray Vaughan?
Yes, and I have his guitar strap somewhere in the back.
Just one strap. He only used one strap. He didn't.
He only used one
like
strap.
10 different straps for 10 different. Okay. Anyway, well, here, I came in today because I was garbage picking in Los Angeles, and I'm Tex from Texas, by the way. Tex Squared, they call me. You can call me Tex Squared. I found this gavel and this wig that I think was used. I'm pretty sure was used by the world's greatest Chad in the last wook+live show. And I'm hoping to get like a lot of money for him.
Okay, what exactly are you trying to get for him?
$40,000.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking like 20 for the gavel and 20 for the wig. That seems fair.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it's a good gavel.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. If it was Weekend Wook or a T Strong, I can see the value in something like that. But being that it's chatty chill, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to call in an expert.
Call in all the experts you want because this is gold right here. This is
Right,
I'm
right.
from Texas. I know gold. I know. Well, I mean, like oil, like Texas gold.
Oil, black gold, right?
I mean, I'm thinking
Texas
like
tea.
it's a wig and a gavel, like 40 grand.
All right. I know a Wook named Alpaca. I'm going to bring him in. Al, how you doing, man?
Well, I'm sorry, his name Alpaca.
Alpaca. Yeah.
Okay,
Mr.
very,
Paca to you.
very nice to meet you, Al, or Mr. Paca. What do you want me to call you?
You can call him Al.
Call me Al.
You can call me Al.
Al.
Okay, I don't know your name, sir.
Yeah.
I have a wig and a gavel, 40,000. So what do you think, Mr. Expert?
Huh?
What do you think, Mr. Expert? Like like I have Providence here. I was digging through World's Greatest Chad's trash, and apparently he didn't like the bit last week, and he threw these out, the gavel and the wig, and I grabbed them, and I'm trying to pawn them because I have some debts. So I'm just trying to see what you think these are worth.
Well, after looking at both of those and examining them, this guy's literally talking out of his wazoo. That Texas accent is impressive, but the wig and the gavel are not that impressive. We have to at least get 1 million subscribers for World's Greatest Chad to be worth $40,000. So I think a reasonable one would be 2582.
So 25,082, the 25,000.
$25.82.
Correct.
And okay, so thank you, Al. All right, so you're at 40,000. I'm at 25.
25,000.
I'm at $25.
That's disappointing. I came all this way. You know how cold it is in Austin right now?
Man, that was a great show. I can't wait to watch the next episode. Oh shit, Travis, did you catch the Pawn Wooks? It's a great.
That was fantastic.
So good.
I was looking forward to the end though. It kind of got cut off, I think.
My notes ended. My notes ended there. We didn't rehearse it. I was like, I didn't know what to do.
Where to cut it?
Jesus Christ!
Just cut it. It was brilliant.
Yeah, those guys did a good job. So with you, while they're whatever, I think we should bring in our next guest, and then I'll bring those guys back in so we can all talk.
Let's do it.
Alpaca, what's up, Al?
Hey,
Not much.
Oh, hey, Llama.
Oh, hey, it's Llama.
Hey.
Hey, Llama. We're just gonna bring in our next guest. All right, guys. Without any further ado, we have Mr. Jon Herman. Hey, Jon. Welcome to wook+live.
Hey. Hello.
This is a
Welcome.
crazy night. How are you? How's it been? I'm so glad you came on.
Yeah, glad to be here. I think he was right about the penile erector thing. Yeah, that was definitely another lyric, and I think instead of saying grabbing her, he said stabbing her, and that was also like controversial.
Yeah, the witch. I dropped the witch in the dung, but I think they've sang that.
Yeah.
I don't think they've ever sang the penile erector line live.
Yeah, I've definitely heard that. So I mean,
It seems way more believable when Jon says it.
I have credibility.
Yeah, there's some credibility there.
And how many times have you gone and Googled me and been like, damn, he was right?
A couple.
It should be a given at this point.
I listened to your poem about Baltimore, and it was really cool. I dug it. And the whole
Hey,
Baltimore
thank you, man. That means a lot to me. Thank you.
I
appreciate that.
One of my good friends is from Baltimore, and I last weekend I showed him that video. He dug it.
Nice.
Very nice, very nice. Baltimore's a cool place unless you're from Philly and then you don't like it.
Baltimore's great. I got beat in Baltimore pretty badly, but the accent, I'm okay without the accent. I'll be honest.
That's one of my
You got
favorite
beaten?
accents ever.
Really, the Baltimore accent?
Yeah, I don't know. It cracks me up. I just love it.
I only like it on Kevin. I don't like it on anyone else.
I got a question then. If you were writing a buddy cop movie, would one of them have a Baltimore accent?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of hard to just write into a script, I guess. I mean, yeah, for sure. I think that would be hilarious. I would support it. Definitely.
There you go, Kev.
There we go.
Thank you
We're
for tying
in.
that all together, Llama.
You got so many projects, man, going on, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm pretty busy. I mean, I have 2 scripts that I'm working on kind of at the same time. One of them is like a sequel to, well, not a sequel. It's like a reboot of the movie The Scorpion King, which came out like 20 years ago with The Rock. It was
Yeah.
kind of The
I
Rock's
always
yes.
loved that movie.
yeah. And
You smell what I'm cooking.
and so it's sort of a reboot of that. It's not a sword and sandals movie. And then I'm writing another movie that's more of like a heavy drama. So it's sort of, I guess, cool to switch back and forth between those two.
Yeah, have you been doing a lot of writing in during the pandemic and everything? A lot of
Yeah, I mean, not for the first, for the first 6 months or so of the pandemic. I think things really slowed down in the business a lot, and there was this whole thing going on between the Writers Guild and the talent agencies, where all the writers had to fire their agents. I don't know. I mean, this is all, entertainment news, but that happened. Basically, every writer in town had to fire their agents to sort of protest something the talent agents were up to, and that slowed down business as well. But then it sort of picked up again last summer. But I think it's definitely been tough for a lot of people. A lot of shows shut down, obviously, because of the pandemic, and less people working and less things getting made. But I think it's starting to.
It feels like it's starting to turn the corner.
Yeah, and a lot of movies have already been shot, and they've demonstrated that they can do it and stay safe. And Tom Cruise got all mad at people. Sorry, was that?
That was one of the greatest
Laying
pieces
down
of
the law.
audio. That was one of the greatest pieces of audio I've ever heard, because, like, for the first time in my life, I was on Tom Cruise's side. I
Yeah,
was
you're right.
like,
The guy's not. He's not wrong.
right, he's not
Yeah.
wrong. He's being a dick, but he's not wrong.
What
He's not
was
wrong.
he
Yeah, I think-
upset about? I missed that.
He was upset about they were shooting
Wear
on
a
Mission
mask.
Impossible. And go
Yeah,
ahead.
I think there were some rules, and I think some people were standing too close to each other at a monitor or something, and he freaked out. Like, yeah, I mean, I think it's probably set a good example. I don't think you're really supposed to terrorize your crew and themselves.
Belittle them by yelling at them, right?
I'm definitely under the impression that Tom Cruise is pretty fucking scary, and he kind of, runs it. So, but yeah, he wasn't wrong.
Yeah, he's a bit. You could see him being a bit intimidating.
But it's good.
Hey, John, I'm Chad. Hi, nice to meet you.
You
by
got
the
to
way.
be careful because
Oh, wait.
Oh.
Something just happened to my computer. All right, it's gone. Something.
No, I think that was Kevin.
I think that was Kevin too. Hey, John, I'm Chad. Nice to meet you, man.
How's it going?
Do you live in LA?
I do. I live in Silver Lake.
Oh, we're neighbors. I'm in Echo Park.
Oh, really? Oh, cool. Right on.
Yeah. I wanted to ask
right on the
you.
border.
Okay, yeah, right on.
Poor
I'm at, like,
relations.
yeah. I'm up the street a little bit. I wanted to ask you about your record collection. That looks pretty dope in the background right there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I love records and collecting them, but I feel like most of the time I don't really listen to them. I think it's Spotify. And it's kind of a drag. I'm not really gonna, get up there every 15 to 20 minutes to flip it. But occasionally you feel the mood for a record, so you do it. So
some
Yeah,
stuff
right.
just demands to be listened to on vinyl.
oh yeah, for sure.
Stuff demands to be listened to on vinyl.
I fully agree. I bought the whole Fish box set of was it New Year's '95, and I think I listened to it a couple of times, and it was great. But just pulling that box out, and it's so much easier just to listen to it on that app.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Do you
to
ever
have.
think of?
Over
Do you ever
the
think
past-
of? Do you ever think of music as you're writing like a scene? Like what music would be played in that scene, or what music might? I know with like
Good question.
the other bit, like you, yeah, or like certain songs or something that would inspire a scene or that would go well in the scene.
Yeah, for sure. I think depending on what kind of thing you're writing, I think if it's sort of an intense action scene, sometimes I listen to movie scores or that Trent Reznor does. They're really awesome. Or certain movie scores, you can play them kind of on repeat, and they'll get you into a vibe. Or I used to listen to Jane's Addiction a lot, writing certain kinds of heavy or gritty scenes. But I think most of the time I don't really want to be distracted, so I put something in the background that's going to be probably more instrumental and not super distracting, so it's providing a vibe.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
You know
Usually
what
when
I
I'm
put on
editing, I usually have the TV. I was telling these guys I usually have Turner Classic Movies going on in the background just as a distraction, not really watching, just as something on to like kind of have, but not pay attention.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think like some people are really can listen to different stuff. I know people who actually have movies playing, on their TV while they're writing, and I can't really do that. That'll definitely distract me. But
Yeah,
I'll put on a
I
station.
put
or
on
something.
I tend to put on Fish because they go into those long jams and it's just background. It becomes back, which I might get shot for that over on the Twitter machine. But
No, yeah, I mean, I think some Fish would be great. but like, if you end up in some kind of like, really deep harpua where he's telling like a really elaborate story that's really gonna fuck with me.
Yes,
So
you have to choose.
You get distracted a little. And, it seeps in
You
there.
put on a set that has like waves and light in it, so it just goes on for 35 minutes, and you don't really have to pay
put on
attention.
that like 40-minute tweezer, a couple times to do that, and you're like, that's an hour and a half of instrumental. It's great, Her.
What
John,
led you into screenwriting as kind of your form of storytelling?
Am I
what got
supposed
you
to-
into that?
Am I supposed to answer this question?
Oh,
I was trying to find
go ahead.
a smooth way to transition, but these guys are amateurs, so.
Oh, I get it. It's a pun.
Well, she did follow up. To be fair, Marbles. Harley's gonna
Like-
have a show on our channel about Marvels. So, but
My
yeah,
favorite song is definitely Reba. I think that was sort of like the one from the beginning. I have like a very sort of crystalline memory of being at the Capitol Theater, like my first show, and
Thanksgiving '91.
no, it was May of '92.
No, so it was the second show. I went to the one in Thanksgiving because we had off school.
Yeah, I was
because it was like 2 days after.
That was such a flex by Kevin. Oh, were you there in '91?
Predates me.
It's his
little bit,
birthday.
but
We're gonna let him go.
Yeah, but yeah, Reba was this, and I think actually I had heard, Lawn Boy a bunch before actually going to see them live. Just some of my friends in college sort of introduced me, but by the time I saw them, I had a few favorites, and seeing that, I think I was like, oh, that was it for me. It's always, and obviously, just like everyone on Twitter says, this probably had its best days in the past, but that's when I was seeing it all the time, and fell in love with it. So
You gotta whistle.
Reba.
You gotta
Team
whistle.
Reba.
When they
What?
did it at Camden in 19, they whistled, which is cool.
Wait,
'cause-
someone asked something right before that, and it was a good question, but now I've forgotten what it was.
I was just asking you what led you into screenwriting as your form of storytelling. Like, what made you
Maybe a
what
better
sort of
question.
shows you
When
into that?
did you see?
Well,
your
I
first
like-
movie? Sorry,
I've been kind of a movie freak my whole life since very, very young, like 6, 7, and always my biggest. I really wanted to see an R-rated movie even when I was really young. But I was obsessed with movies, and I wrote stories and stuff. I guess I was into that. But then I always just wanted to work in movies, not necessarily writing them. I mean, I was an English major in college, so I took creative writing, and I wrote poetry and short stories, and didn't really know what I was going to do with my life. But I wanted to work in movies, and I once I moved to LA, this was the mid '90s, '96. I just got I was an intern on a movie. I was actually my first job. I worked in the movie Boogie Nights.
Oh, nice.
We moved to LA the same year. I moved to LA in '96 as well. That's so
Oh,
funny.
right on.
Nice.
Yeah, it was part of a road trip. I actually saw Fish in Red Rocks like the 4 nights in '96, and that's why we drove across the country from Boston and saw those shows, and then continued to LA. And I stayed in a college friend's house, and I just kind of never left. And that's when I got this. It was an internship that became a job on Boogie Nights, and that was a production job. I wasn't great at it. I was only a little too lazy.
Soul Planet. I'm sorry to interrupt. It's Soul Planet. Oh, damn it.
Oh.
Give Travis my point.
Are you guys
No way, I don't have to interrupt.
pro Soul Planet? I'm not really a fan myself, but
No, we joke about it.
I'm
It's a
part of
good
a-
joke.
yeah,
It's a joke.
for sure. So then I worked. I'm sorry.
I think Soul Planet. I think Soul Planet.
Producer after that.
Soul Planet.
And he produced this movie, The Talented Mr. Ripley.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so I got to kind of like see how a movie was made, and I was doing script coverage. It's where you like read a bunch of scripts and you write a synopsis, and if you think it's any good, and that helped me get a job. I was actually I worked in development, like I was like a young like D guy or D girl, like in development guy. which basically means you're working on like getting movies made in a production company. And I think I was pretty good at it, but I wasn't good at the whole schmoozing, part where you're supposed to really like have lunch with people all the time and network for when you like ultimately get laid off or fired. And so I did. After a couple of years, I totally got fired, but I didn't get fired. I got laid off, and, but I hadn't really done enough like lunches with people, so I really didn't like have a job. So that's when I started like writing, and I was those are pretty like lean years of my life where I was delivering Indian food at night, and I was writing for like
working pink dot delivery and writing.
What, did I read? I think I read, because I was reading up that before Straight Outta Compton, you had not done much writing, right? Like you kind of came out strong, right? What did it say? Like 2013, 2014. Up until that point, you weren't really doing much screenwriting. Is that how the story goes?
No, not exactly. I mean, I've been doing it about 12 years professionally. Like I said, I was kind of not like I was delivering Indian food and writing and broke. And it was in 2009 that I actually sold a script, like a spec, for the first time. And that's how I kind of like got into the game. That's sort of what you had to do, or at least at that time. I don't know how people break into screenwriting now. It's really impossible. And I sympathize, but I sold a script, and in 2009, and I got jobs, studio gigs. That's the thing about screenwriting, at least in the feature game. I can't really speak to TV because I've never really worked in TV. It's a completely different kind of lifestyle. But as far as writing movies, I was getting jobs writing. I wrote this remake of The Birds, and I wrote a couple mostly for Universal. And the thing was, with feature screenwriting, you can be paid to write movies and they will never see the light of day. So I've written or been paid to write probably a dozen or more movies, and only one of them actually was made. And,
does that bug you, or is it kind of like, you paid us, like the Trace scene?
I mean, obviously I think you want to have your work released or seen by people for sure, but I'm not going to complain if I can if I'm actually getting paid to do it and there's a chance. I mean, there's nothing else I could probably really do well. I'm kind of inept at, I would say, most other jobs, but luckily I can kind of do this one. And as long as they will pay me to do it, that's great. So hopefully things will get made, I think. And I'm not alone in that. I think that's just sort of the same for everybody.
And to follow up on that note, when you hand off your script to the studio or the director or whatever, are you sad to see it? Like, do you like seeing the ultimate vision told through someone else's lens, ultimately, or like, how does it feel?
Slaughter.
Yeah. How does it feel to see, I mean, are you on set with the director? Like when you were doing with F. Gary Gray, were you on set at all with him talking about it in the scenes and stuff, or do you just kind of let it go?
With that one, definitely. I mean, I could tell you a whole, hours worth of stories about that movie, and
I'm here for it.
That went on, but suffice to say that once I was done with my version of it, I was I went for sure when they were shooting it. I was allowed to come visit the set and watch, which is like pretty awesome to do. And it was
totally.
To be able to watch Paul Giamatti like saying
lines
he wrote, and like I definitely became emotional. But I was certainly not involved at all. And there was other people who took a crack at it or did stuff after I worked on it, for sure, and including some of the people, the producers of the movie. But yeah, you just gotta let go of it. I mean, even just the process of writing itself, you could write a whole scene and think it was really great, and when you
have to be able to trash stuff.
Oh yeah, you have to you could work on a scene for like a week, and you're like, oh, this is awesome, and you return to it and be like this is not working anymore, and it's gone. You can't really be precious about anything. I think if one day
I worked on a podcast. I worked on a podcast recently that I did, and I ended up having to cut whole sections out, and I would like look at the words and I'd be like, I don't want to lose you, but fuck it. It just didn't going to work. It's taking away from the story I'm telling, even though I love the way it sounds.
Yeah.
We allowed,
also, there's like,
No.
There's like the movie you write, and then like what they shoot, and then how it gets edited. That's so many steps, and it changes like completely, like every
Like
time.
Justice League. We're getting a completely different Justice League, I guess, from what was released a few years ago.
We have really strict producers. I gotta go to a commercial break here for a second, but you're gonna hang out for a little bit more after the commercial, John?
Yeah, absolutely. It was fun.
This is a blast.
Cool. It's awesome.
All right, let's see.
They have been waiting for a new beginning. 4.0. The kings have all lined up, but where is the Joker? This summer, from the people who brought you Jessamine the Barbarian, Nightmare on Yarmouth Road, and LST, comes a sad tale about some children, a rug, and a purple humpback whale. No one is safe from the kids under the carpet.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Welcome back to wook+live.
Amazing.
Wow.
So much information to digest there. We got movies, we got brackets. Oh man.
Who made the decision to make it live? And like,
What do you mean?
It's so
What do you mean?
random.
That's how
What are
it's
you
said.
talking about?
What are
That's
you
it
talking
says
about,
when
John?
you read it?
You know what? I'm gonna break it for
It's
a
like
second.
Fight Club. You never talk about
Well,
Liv.
I want to bring Chad in just so he can get upset that I'm going to break this for a second. But I like it because you have to watch the show. You have to watch the show to know, and that's what it's funny to me.
To know what? It's wook+live. Like, what's to know? It's
To know
Wook+live.
it. You have to. If you know it, you've seen it, and if you've seen it, you know it, and that is it.
That's it.
Yeah,
Live
people
life.
are pumped about. I don't know actually what this is about. I don't know if this is for kids under the carpet or the brackets we have coming
The
up.
brackets. No, they started going off of the bracket.
Can we
Yeah.
just first of all, real quick, give a shout out to Fam for the VO on the trailer,
Yeah,
which was
Absolutely.
outstanding.
And absolutely.
Welcome back,
And can we-
Fam, to the fold. That was beautiful. Appreciate
Can we
you.
give a shout out to
was so
young
good.
Ryan saying heck yeah instead of hell yeah or fuck yeah? Like he went
Hey, this
heck
is PG.
yeah. Yeah. Young Ryan went heck yeah.
Maybe he doesn't see rated R films yet. Give him a
Golly
break.
gee, you guys, this is awesome.
Oh, don't youth shame.
He's Canadian.
Ages.
What was the first R-rated movie you ever saw?
Ooh,
that's a
good
great
question.
RoboCop.
RoboCop.
When I was
6 years old.
12, my wow.
Wait, is
When I
RoboCop rated
was my-
R?
Oh yeah, big time.
Violence? Are you kidding? Yeah.
Well,
a little
maybe
violent.
RoboCop. That might
When
be
I
my
was-
answer too. I didn't realize.
Oh, mine
When
was
I was
stir
12, my
crazy.
best friends.
Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. They're crazy. It was the first R-rated movie I saw.
Mine was Trading Places. My mom
Nice.
was to that.
Nice.
Nice.
Eddie
Mine
Murphy.
was Saturday
Dan
Night
Aykroyd?
Fever.
Yeah.
First boobs.
Saturday night.
First boobs and good ones too. Jamie Lee
Right.
Curtis started off on a real high note there.
Those are good first boobs.
He's like, I was waiting for you, Billy Ray.
God, that movie has so many
when
classic lines.
When I was 12, my best friend's mother bought us tickets for Scarface, and we went and saw Scarface in the theater.
When
And
you
I
were
walked
12?
out a different person.
God.
Yes, when I was 12.
That explains so much about you, Kev. So much.
That is a fucked up movie to see if you're 12. Lord.
Yes, it is.
So, are
Yeah,
you
I
still
wasn't the
attached to
same.
rewrite?
Wow.
What's that, Llama?
Oh, I thought that John was working on a remake of Scarface.
I was, yeah, a couple years ago. I mean, I think it's still alive. They hashed that guy
Somewhere.
somewhere. But yeah, I worked on that for a little while. But
How was that? How's that trying to recreate
It was
such a movie like that? Like that's heavy. That's a big one.
It was really fucking cool, and I think they really had a good. I mean, I was brought in to like rewrite, but then it turned into like a whole gig, and then there's at least 5 or 6 writers who have been on it, including the Coen brothers.
Oh wow!
And, I was like there, rewriting like them, and then rewriting me. Like they're obviously they're the ones that were the money shot guys, and I don't really know what script they are dealing with that. It was certainly a really cool story, and I thought timely. They made it the whole kind of immigrant story.
So
which I think would have worked.
Cool.
What about the Garcia thing that we've read about? Weren't you involved with something about Garcia?
It was the Grateful Dead. I mean, I was gonna do a limited series at Amazon about the Grateful Dead. For some reason, I mean, they hired me to. I mean, I pitched on it, and the guy who was running it at the time, really awesome guy, Dan Seligman, who he doesn't work there anymore, but it was a book. It was Steve Parrish's book, Home Before Daylight, and they had optioned that book. So he was attached too as a producer, even though the show was really going to be more just about the dead in general, not necessarily the Steve Parrish story. But he was, around. Like he was the guy I hung out with, and took me to Bob's house, and that was a pretty heady experience during all of that. But I mean, the whole project died.
Wow.
Because
it died?
Yeah, it fucking sucked. Like the people who were in charge at Amazon at the time, there was a whole regime change, and the main guy got fired and his whole team, and they replaced it with a whole new regime. Just one of those Hollywood things that happens, and the new regime, just didn't give a shit.
So where is it now? What's it just dead?
Yeah, dead. Or
bring it on over to Wook+. Let's get
maybe
it on our air. Get it on our air.
Yeah. I think Bob had because Bob Weir was a producer as well. Bob and Steve Parrish, and I mean that's a whole other bunch of stories that could be told.
Yeah.
But Bob had very because Bob's a pretty tripped out guy, awesome guy, but has very esoteric ideas about what's going to be kind of entertaining in a commercial sense, and trying to kind of thread that needle was weird. But I think he wanted more of a kind of an animated show. There could be there should be fucking, Grateful Dead, a TV show or a series or miniseries or a movie. There's no one cooler
like Scooby-Doo. The Grateful Dead is Scooby-Doo. Like driving around the country.
Well, and there's a million stories to be told too, I'm sure. So of course.
Oh yeah. I mean, and the thing is the Steve Parrish angle would be so cool because his story is,
yeah.
He was really hanging out with that guy is really just really super intense because he's so fucking aggressive and in your face and but so smart and yet kind of scary and but sweet and what a awesome dude. But I hopefully one day that'll get made. I even wrote a whole kind of an hour's worth of that show.
Just that show.
Early years of the Grateful Dead and the acid tests and all that.
The early ballroom shows and all.
Yeah, like just right after they even became, the Grateful Dead from the Warlocks or whatever. But hopefully that story will get will get made one day. That was my one sort of foray into television that didn't really pan out, but it could have gone a totally different way. I mean, it could have, become a show, and that would have been a couple of years ago. And now I would be living a totally different life, I guess. But
Yeah, it's kind of shocking that they didn't run with it because I hate to talk about the corporate side of it, but the Grateful Dead is so it spans beyond any other band as far as its reach and popularity. And I think there's no other band that could pull off a show like that, I think. But I think the Dead could, and I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, there's so much. It's got so much
beyond that
stories. It has like death, and it has every drama and just betrayal.
Americana, it's everything.
Coming this summer to Wook+.
And beyond that,
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Beyond that, estimate
Could
the
you do it as a
profit.
film?
Yeah,
exactly.
Because it would make a full Grateful Dead, the old Grateful Dead dudes, like the boomers, buy anything. They're like, all right, we got Garcia eating beans and farting. People are like, $20? No problem. Let me get a copy of that.
I'll tell you one thing, and I probably I haven't admitted this to many people, but probably when it died, I think I was it sucked and I was super bummed, but there was a little relief too, because I knew even while I was doing it that whatever it was that we made, I was gonna get just fucking ripped to shreds.
There's always that.
Exactly. There's as much as I learned about the Dead, just from even just hanging out with those guys, there's at least 60 hardcore Dead historians out there who are really good at it and know everything, and them and all the people if anything was wrong or misrepresented, they would have just fucking killed us.
Yeah, and they couldn't let it go. They would be all over you on it.
Doing a project about people who are still around. Because that's just that's
so we're not going to get the straight out of Goddard movie until Fish is done, is what you're saying.
Straight out of Goddard.
All right,
yeah, exactly.
Straight out of Goddard.
No matter what we do,
I would watch that film.
Straight out of Goddard.
I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would watch the Straight Out of Goddard film. I might just let you guys describe it to me. Oh boy!
Whose dog is that? Is that you, John?
Oh yeah, fuck. Sorry.
No,
That's
it's cool.
It's awesome.
The chat has been demanding the dog all night, and I haven't had a chance to bring it up, but they love dogs.
Yeah,
they're demanding. Show the dog.
Where's Piper, Travis? Where's Piper?
Come here,
She
puppy.
actually has walked out of the room today.
Oh no! Oh no!
I know. She already busted in earlier, and I sent her away.
Raisin.
Yes, all the chat people are all about dogs.
Wow.
That's why they like
People are always
watching
about
us
dogs.
sick puppies.
Oh, that's a good joke,
We are
Kevin. Write that one down. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Right.
Cap.
Yippee, I'm a sick.
To go back to the relief you felt after the Grateful Dead thing kind of got nixed, did you feel the same sort of dread with Straight Outta Compton when it first became real popular?
No, I mean, not really with that one, because once it started getting seen, I don't know, the response was pretty positive, and also I feel like it was like a degree of separation. I was just a writer on it. There's so many other people ahead of me. This is their movie. If with the Dead thing, I mean, I was gonna be created by Guy, or maybe he teamed up with somebody else. So it all would have just kind of fallen right onto me. Whatever response was Straight Outta Compton. I wrote it.
Whose point of view is Straight Outta Compton from? Ice Cube was the one who was the executive producer of it, so it was kind of his version of it. Do you think?
No. It was all of them. It was Dre and Cube and
Okay.
and Eazy-E's widow Tamika were all producers, and we're all.
I thought Eazy-E would have. I always felt like Eazy-E might have told a little different story because he appeared weak in the end of that.
How do you mean?
Well, he just, the scene where they go in and he tries to get them to reunite, and he goes back to Ice Cube in the bar, and it looks like he's going to get his ass kicked. It just, I don't know.
Well,
I feel like. Go ahead.
Oh, I think like what they were going for was the fact that he really did want to make peace, and kind of right before he suddenly realized he was sick and then died, like they really were about to kind of reconcile, and that it was, what a bummer that was that they were like this close to kind of like, getting back together, and then it just didn't happen. I think like we definitely could take the most liberties with his character because he's not around anymore. And
I saw the lyrics on the bottom. Not to interrupt you.
Right.
Yeah.
Point goes to Travis.
I'm gonna run a question from the chat. Missy wanted to know actually, how did you source the material and the info for the movie for that one?
For Straight Outta Compton?
Yeah.
From interviewing them, just from spending time with Dr. Dre and Ice Cube and everybody else. And, Tamika, we met with her too and heard her, version of events. And I think, those were my ultimate resources, were just, but obviously there's a lot of information that's just out there. But yeah, most of the stories came kind of right from the source.
Were there a lot of stories that you couldn't tell, or a lot of stuff that they told you that didn't make it into it? Because wasn't the first version of the movie like 3.5 hours or something? I heard, or that he had to cut it down?
I mean, also there was a whole draft of it before it made its way to me. But yeah, so many stories and so many things that I think were even shot were certainly scripted and didn't end up in the movie. And I think for sure. Yeah, there was a lot of criticism of the movie that it was too easy on Dr. Dre because he had actually beaten up this journalist, and everyone knows that happened. And it was in the movie. I certainly wrote it. I don't know. I think they shot it, and then suddenly that wasn't in the movie anymore. I don't know if that has anything to do with certain kind of
how much
they want the story told or whatever.
Right. Okay. How much of the draft that you got? How much of the draft you got did you use, or do you just take the draft and say, "All right, this is what they were thinking. I'm starting from scratch"?
Yeah, the latter. I think that's what they wanted me to do. I mean, it had been around a while, and it just wasn't working. So I kind of, obviously some of the stories that are in the original are going to make it because that's what happened. But I completely started completely from scratch.
I just have one final question for you. I have to know, to your soul, this answer. What did it feel like getting nominated for an Academy Award?
I mean, pretty amazing.
The morning when you actually hear them announce your name for writing, for doing your work. I mean, that's like, like Tim had said earlier, just getting paid is nice, but I'll get that accomplishment. That's
the best thing about that morning was. I got up super early in the morning so I could watch it because it's a whole month-long process where you're like, there's a lot of season, and I got up super early and it was like super cold and it was dark out and watched it and it was definitely really surreal to see that happen and probably the greatest feeling ever because and
then that whole experience. Exactly.
This is the best part. Is that morning, right after that happened, I fucking flew to Mexico to see Fish for
perfect. Perfect.
The first Fish Mexico in 2016. And so,
that's awesome.
To say that was like a celebratory, week was an understatement. The best timing. Yeah. So yeah.
That's amazing. Congratulations on that, by the way. That's awesome. That's amazing.
Yes, congratulations.
I just saw our board is lighting up. I guess we're getting a caller right at the end of the show. We have a few minutes left.
Bring him in.
Yeah, which line should I go with? You know what? I'm gonna go with line 4. Line 4, you there? Hello, line 4.
Yeah, I'm here. This is Mel from Missouri.
Oh, this is not going well. What's up, Mel?
No, I'm sorry.
What do you? How long do I stay with Mel, guys?
No, I'm really old.
Okay.
Okay.
So what can we do for you, Mel?
I wanted to ask Mr. Herman a couple of questions. I've been tuning into the show, and I'm curious. Mr. Herman, could you, when you rewrote Straight Outta Compton, did you consider changing the title to Straight Out of Compton to make it grammatically correct?
Yeah. That's a good suggestion, and I don't know why no one thought of that before, but
It should have been Straight Out of Compton, because Straight Outta.
I'm gonna hang up on him. You think he's hanging up?
I have one more question.
Oh man, that's so bad.
Oh man.
I would love to see that guy ask that question right to like Ice Cube, and like see what.
That would be great.
Should I go back to another caller real quick?
That's amazing.
Is this?
Well,
are
I
we
wanted
doing?
to
Take
thank
line
Josh
2,
for
man.
coming on.
Take line 2.
No. We have. You know what? We have another call on. Oh wait. All right. Yeah. Line 2's lit up. Let's check line 2.
Oh, hey there, Josh Ross from Oshkosh here. Oh, I didn't think I
What's
could
up,
get
Josh?
earlier today. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wanted to ask Jon Herman if he saw that Ruby Waves at Alpine.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that. But thank you for calling in.
Thank
Hey,
you.
talk to you later,
I,
Josh.
I love the Ruby Waves from Alpine. I was not there.
I'll bring you Josh back. I was not expecting that, but
Josh, come back. Call back,
thanks
Josh. Call back.
Thanks for bringing me back. I didn't know we were going to talk about the Ruby Waves. I was expecting a big no on that answer there, but he actually saw that. You were there?
I wasn't there, but like everybody else, I listened to it multiple times, and it's fucking.
I was.
Well, it's like 20 minutes of okay, and then it becomes awesome. But I'd say it was definitely worth the hype.
Good way to put it. That's a good way to put it.
I also wanted to wish that Great Winter a happy birthday there. That 50 though? Is he 50?
Yes, sir. 50.
He's
Yes,
50
it's
in
50.
Wilmington.
Yes,
Okay,
it
there,
is.
hey. All right.
Well,
All right,
in
Josh,
3
so it's
hours.
good hearing
Give me
from
3
you.
hours.
Oh, I got one more question for Mr. Herman.
Okay.
Do you own a typewriter? Because I like the sound. You're a screenwriter, and I was thinking that like maybe you might like a good old fashioned typewriter, like the click of the keys and stuff. Is that a thing you do? And I'll hang up and listen. Third time, long time. Bye.
All right. Bye, Josh.
No, don't use a typewriter. That would be a complete pain in the ass. So
Guy, he doesn't like to flip records. You think he's gonna use a typewriter?
I'm more like I would have like a sweet vintage typewriter like on a shelf, and I would like pay a fortune for it, but I would never use it. But it would look cool.
Right, to look at and to show
I
off.
have a typewriter. I have a typewriter that I write poetry on because it forces me to stop, pull the line, pull the paper out, so it helps me control the flow of what I'm writing.
Oh, hey, did I miss
computer
something?
where you just type and type.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kevin. I'm sorry. You're talking about poetry. Did I miss the phone call bit?
Yeah. We had a couple calls today.
Yes.
Oh, really? Shit.
Hey, it's that time, guys. Jon,
you're awesome,
love
man.
talking
Thank
to
you.
you. I hope we do this
Oh yeah,
again.
dude, that was so much fun. Thank you for inviting
You're
me.
awesome, man. Thank you.
I remind everybody
You're the man, and
to
thank
check
you
out
for the
Fish Trivia on
thank you for the
Friday.
compliments.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Kev. We'll be
Happy
back
birthday.
next
Thank you, sir.
Wednesday, 8 o'clock Eastern. We'll be joined by Greg Knight next week, publicist for Goose. Jon, it's been awesome. I'm going to bring up the credits.
Oh, I was
See you
going
guys
to
next
ask you.
week.
If you
Thanks,
were a
Jon.
Goose
Thanks,
fan.
everybody.
Jon Herman, I was going to ask you if you were a Goose fan there. Hey, no.
All right.
I do, and they're from
3,
Connecticut, right
2,
on.
1. Hold on. All right. 3, 2, 1. Hello, and welcome back to Llama's Lessons. Sorry, hold on. Let me redo that. 3, 2, 1. Three, 2, 1, go. And then you just find a chord and pluck. Sorry, it's a string, not a chord. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Thank you for watching today's Llama's lesson. All right. Feedback, notes, corrections.